Hi guys, Autumn here today for January week 2 of the weekly wrap up. I read a total of 4 books this week. Before I get to them, I am also going to say that I am not going to post my top favorite of 2018 just because I read on Goodreads it was 160, and I'm sorry if the light is going in and out. I read 160 books on Goodreads and 191 not on Goodreads. So that is a lot of books, and there's just so many that of those that I really enjoyed, and I couldn't really pick my favorites. But I know my number one favorite was The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. Really enjoyed that one. So, yes. But anyways, now on to the 4 books I read. Let's start with the Read Me Romance podcast book, which was Rolling the Dice by Alexandra Torre. This is the last book of season 1. So next week starts season 2. But this is a free podcast that they Tessa Bailey and Alexa Riley started back in November. Each week they do a free audiobook. They release a part every day of the week, and you listen to their banter, and then you listen to the books. I love this podcast, and I will be listening to it until they do it, until they stop doing it. And yeah, so this book follows Stephanie and Trip. This is like a novella set in her Easy Money series or something like that. This, as I said, this is set in Las Vegas. This follows Stephanie, who recently just broke up, and there is a hurricane coming, and she decides to stay in the hotel where Trip works, and yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and I did like it, and yes, I'm super excited for season 2. Next week is Alexa Riley's book, which is, sorry, my Alexa Dot spoke to me, which is Reaping, or something, the Reaper, or something, Mating the Reaper, something like that. I don't know, but it's like book 5 in their Virgin Blood series. So I'm super excited about that. And now on to the last 3 books I read. So the first one was Blind Love by Kelly Elliott. I should mention that I did a full series review on this, which I'll leave linked down below if you're interested. But I'll briefly mention what these books are about. So this is book 5 in the Cowboy and Angel series by Kelly Elliott. This was a reread. This is Trip and Harley, yeah, book. This is a second chance romance. They are high school sweethearts, and then Harley decides to leave to go to vet school, and she comes back years so later, and she is now the new vet, and yes, Trip is still heartbroken, and I give this 5 out of 5 stars, and listen to it on audio. Then I read This Love, which is book 6. This is tied for my favorite in the series. This one and Tempting Love, which is book 3, are my favorites. This is Maeve's and Cord's book. Cord is the bartender in the town. He owns the bar in the town, and then Maeve moves from Ireland, and it has a new restaurant that she opened, and this is just gorgeous. I love this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars and also listened to it on audio. Then the next book I read was Reckless Love, which is the 7th and final book in the Cowboys and Angels series. This came out on the 8th, on Tuesday. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. This is Scarlett and Trevor's book. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, other than it is a second chance romance, and I just loved it. 5 out of 5. And with this series, as I said in my book talk, you have to read these books in order or you will be spoiled, and it's just have to read in order. I mean, the author says it too. She says, so like, you have to read them in order. So, yes, but those are the 4 books I read this week. What are some books you've read this week? And if you've read any of these, what did you think of them? And I'll see you guys later. Bye.